Okay, we're on Keilim Perek Gimel Mishnah Bet. Second Mishnah in the third chapter, Masechet Keilim. We're continuing on the theme of how big does a hole have to be in order for a kli to lose its ability and a kli cheres to lose its tumah. Says the Mishnah, Chavit, the jug. Chavit is a barrel or a jug. Some large jug. Shira bigro garot. So the size of the hole is a grogret. It's figs. And grogarot, I don't know if they're dried figs. They're dried figs, I think. Divrei Rabbi Shimon. That's Rabbi Shimon because I guess that was the standard thing they would store in the jugs as they dry them out. Rabbi Yudah Omer, Rabbi Yudah says, no, be'egozim, it's the size of nuts. Rabbi Meir Omer, bezeitim. No, the size of an olive. So what did you store? What's the standard size that people would use in order to store stuff in their jugs? That's hard to say. Halifas v'akadeira. Lefas, we've also seen that it's called an ilfas. Let's look at the Tavnit Keilim. He has a picture of a lefas, right? And there's a chavit, jug, a storage jug. We've seen a gazillion of them. Here's the lefas. It's called the ilfasin. It's a big pot. Okay, so if you got a hole in that thing, how big? V'akadeira pot, shi'uran b'zeitim. Hapach v'hatfi, shi'uran b'shemen. A pach is a cruse of oil, the pach shemen. Tfi, remember we saw the tfi? The tfi was that other thing that was very thin, the thin oil holder. Well, let's look at what it looks like. Pach, tfi, okay? The tzartzur, we're going to see tzartzur just in a second. This was the tzartzur. It was much more crude than that, but we'll go back to tzartzur in a second. Shi'uran b'shemen, because the measurement is, shemen hanichla. Shemen is less viscous than water. But tzartzur, remember that tzartzur, like, v'shirur b'mayim. When I think of the tzartzur, I think about a few things. One, like how fortunate we don't leave they would have this tzartzur with this resha because you couldn't leave water because either bugs would get into it or whatever. Like they were very, their halachot about mayim migulim, about leaving uncovered water. They also had this thing, like they would never drink water that was unfiltered water. You think about like how much easier our life is, I have a water bottle that comes with a cover on it, a plastic. Think about like the nature of, what if you only had cheres to use, all you had, that was the most advanced material you had was earthenware. It would be tricky. Anyway, Rabbi Shimon says, Shlashtam bezeronim. No, the size is not water, it's zeronim. Zeronim are seeds. That's what Jasper says. So the size is seeds. Ner Shira b'shemen. If you have a candle, if you have a hole in it, the size of the hole is shaman, is, mashka, kones mashka, water coming in, the size of oil. Kones mashka shel shemen. And it's a little smaller than water. V'shel adama. I'm sorry, I lost my place. Rabbi Lezer says, "Bipruta ktana." No, it's the size of a small pruta, a small like coin. Why? Because I guess they would use their neirot. They would use them for if there was no oil in it or whatever, you would use it as a money holder, just like we do. You take a little bowl, you got a bowl, and they would use that to keep their small change. Ner shenital piv. If you take the mouth off of it, tahor. V'shel adama, if you have a ner made of adama, of earthenware, meaning of pottery, but it's not, it hasn't been burnt up yet. It hasn't been put in the kiln yet. Shehusak pi, but I lit the end biptila, meaning I used it. It's just like, this very soft, brittle candle because it's still made out of clay. It's a clay candle, but I lit it with the ptila. So therefore, the piv, the mouth of the candle was hardened. So nonetheless, it's still tahor. It's still not a candle. I mean, the Bartanura says, we might have thought, since when you take the piv, you take the mouth off of the candle, you take the end off the candle, here, nital piv. So therefore, it doesn't have its lighting ability. So therefore, that's not makabel tumah. Maybe if I hardened this, but the rest of the candle was not ready yet, it's only dependent on the mouth, says the Bartanura. Therefore, the Mishnah says, no, even if it's adamah, even though hisak piv, nonetheless, the candle is still not makabel tumah. It's not a kli. It's not makabel tumah. We'll stop here. Dedicate our learning. Remember, you're my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Make it a great day.